Hi. Welcome. We are doing our virtual wine tasting, and I am in casual gear today because it's my birthday.
It's the birthday edition
It's
of
the
the
birthday.
Thursday virtual tasting.
And so I may or may not have had a drink or two, so should be fun.
On your birthday?
I know, right? And I'm wearing my Dallas Stars hat. I don't ever wear hats, so I'm wearing this hat because they destroyed the Avalanche, our arch rival, last night, and it was the best birthday present I could get
They
from
dug down deep.
from a favorite team. And just so you know, they are totally inferior to their rival, but they rose to the occasion as they always do.
That's what a rivalry will do. It brings out the best in you.
Absolutely love it. Well, we taste wine here in person every Thursday night at Old North State, downtown Mount Airy. And we do that at 6 p.m. We taste 4 wines, and we never repeat the same wine. So we're always learning about new wines from all over the world. If you can't be here in person, then we highly recommend you watch this video alongside of 2 of our favorite of the 4 wines, along with Chef Chris's food pairings. And you can pick those up the day of. And you can watch this video whenever you want, but it's much better with the wine.
Yeah, it is. It is.
I mean, you can listen.
Everything's better with it.
That is a good point, Chef. You can listen to us and watch us drink,
Thank you.
but we sure would like to share the experience with you and get your feedback. You know, we're really big on trying to reach all the corners of the globe. You know, it's important to us to not miss a place. So if there's a place that we're missing, hey, shoot us a message and let us know. We're happy to discover some wines together. So these are a couple of wines that I've had recently, and gosh, you know, guys out there, if you know me, I drink a lot of wines, try different wines. Many of them are not worthy of a video, in my opinion, but they're worthy of something. We just don't want to showcase them here, but these are the creme de la creme of what we're tasting in these price points that are under $30. And so we feel like we can really bring you some high quality, bang for the buck wines. And there's no bigger name for that, in my opinion, than Catena out of Mendoza, Argentina. Now, we know them for their Malbecs, but boy, Chris and I have been really enjoying their cabs.
God, they're great.
Yeah, and their Chardonnays, excellent. And they have some really high-end ones that are over $100.
I mean, and they are a value at over $100. I can tell you, that's still one of the best. That was top 3 white wines I've ever had.
Yes, yeah, that bare bones, white bones, absolutely wonderful. So here's what we're going to dig into today, and I'm going to zoom right in there for you. This is absolutely gorgeous. This is an interesting blend, one that you probably aren't going to see much in the world out there. It is 60% semillion, 40% chenin. And we've been doing a lot of chenin blends. Why? Because we love them. And we think you should be turned on to them as well. And with the able hands of the Catena family, who've been making wine for, 100 years now? Well, you're in good hands.
They certainly are. This is what a floral.
Oh, this nose is fantastic. It's hard to tell down here. We're down in the barrel room, in the cellar. A little dark down here, but this was the only semi-quiet place we could find in the restaurant today because we are so busy.
That's delicious.
Whoa. Big. This will remind you of a big oaky Chardonnay without Chardonnay in it, which is quite impressive. For those people that love the bigness, the fullness of Chardonnay, or what it can be in many cases, but don't really particularly care for those Chardonnay flavor profiles, it's hard to find grapes that have that kind of girth to them that Chardonnay has, and this is a great substitute if you're looking for a big white, chewy white, heavy white.
Well, the semillion gives it the weight, and
Yeah.
the chenin just brightens this thing right up.
Mhm.
I mean, what a great combination.
Absolutely beautiful. It's
delicious.
buttery.
It is buttery.
Mouth-watering, beautiful acidity. There's so much that you could do with this wine. I mean, just think anything that you would throw at Chardonnay would work with this for sure. But also, as Chef alluded to, this is more aromatic than Chardonnay. And so you're gonna have the ability to do some things with more aromatic dishes. Like I think of like some of your dishes, Chef, that we've had at the chef's table over the last couple of weeks. Things that had like ginger and things of that nature that were really aromatic. This I think would fit in those places.
Well, you know, in the, you know, your typical Chardonnay is gonna be more pear, apple, lemon, and
Yeah.
this is more tropical.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Tropical is a perfect description of this. I'm in love with it.
It has nice things to say about you too.
Well, ooh, that acidity is
Yeah.
so sneaky.
Yeah,
My mouth is so happy right now.
it's delicious.
Chef, do you have any idea what kind
Well,
of
we're
food?
gonna do something fairly traditional. Something I don't think we've ever done. We're gonna do crab cakes with this.
Wow, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think we've done.
I
I
don't
think
think
we did a
we've done it.
squash cake once.
No, we've done cakes before.
Yeah.
Not the crab, but I think that the semillion's gonna like that
Absolutely.
briny, rich crab, and I'll do a couple of bright emulsions, kind of pick up on the chenin notes on this, and maybe do a carrot and beet emulsion with that.
Chef, these tears are in slow motion. I gotta say, it does not taste
It doesn't taste hot at all.
but it is rolling at 13%. I'm guessing it's more personally. I don't think that's as accurate. I think it, they're by law they're allowed to be 1.5% off.
Yeah, and they're probably on the low end there.
I think so.
Although it's not drinking that way.
It's not drinking hot, but you look
It's
at
actually,
this.
I would say the opposite. If you weren't analyzing that, I would think this is a much lower.
Yes, sir. It's but those tears, they're just crawling.
Can't hide those.
Maybe it's just so cold down here, Chef.
It is brisk. But you know, it's warming up outside. It's kind of turned into a nice afternoon, a little overcast, but it's just pleasant. Cold this morning, but nice now.
Yeah, it's the roller coaster ride that is North Carolina.
27 in the mornings and 60 in the afternoons,
Yeah,
back down
snow
to
the
20.
next day, whatever.
Kooky.
40-mile-an-hour winds. Who knows? I do know we got at least a month of radical
Yes.
bipolar weather on the way for sure. We're probably not safe until May.
Yeah. April can be the wind in April.
Yeah.
But I do find that it is a bit more temperate. You know, March, certainly, you can get big snows in March
Oh,
and
yeah.
wild weather. But April tends to have a little stability to it, but you never know.
Remember when John Adams was doing his show, it was the last weekend of March,
Yeah,
and we got
snow.
a foot of snow
Yeah,
in Mount Airy.
huge.
A foot of snow.
Massive amount of snow. And then really the last couple of, I can't remember the last year that we didn't lose, and not just us, but the Yadkin didn't lose a lot of crops
Right, yeah.
for freezes after, the buds have come out.
Right, yeah.
I mean, especially in Elkin and Dobson had some serious crop loss, wine crop loss the last 3 or 4 years because of late frost.
Right.
So, it's scary. Flowers are a bit more resilient, but those grapes are tender. They're real vulnerable at that stage.
Yeah, and we mentioned, early season of wine. Big announcements on the bud breaks back.
Yeah.
First weekend of May. COVID kind of derailed it. We did a kind of a makeup one this past August,
Yes.
which was well received, and now we're back
It was
on track.
hot. It was hot that day.
It was crazy hot.
So I feel like being back in May where it belongs, I think it'll be a more comfortable time for everybody. It'll be great.
Let's just hope so, right?
Those
Wow.
things are wild, though.
That's a serious wine, Chef.
That is a serious one. That's an elegant one.
It is.
It's complex. That's not something you just drink and go, oh yeah, that was one.
Right.
That's going to
Yeah.
give you.
It leaves an impression.
It's going to give you something to think about and talk about, which is always wonderful.
Yeah, that's a pretty wine, and I think that that's for you serious wine lovers out there. That's not for the dainty, not for the timid.
No, not at all. Well, I think the weight of it is going to run off a lot of.
Right.
That's what happens on your birthday.
Now they're gonna put me to the test.
Let's
We
see
had
what-
a
let's see what he's
faulty
got.
cork.
So let's see what he can salvage this
Notice I
thing.
blamed it on the cork.
The cork was certainly at
It's
fault.
not my fault. But I will say this is a 2014,
So it's a little more delicate.
it can reach those flaws get amplified over time for sure. So last week we were real big on Spanish wine. Well, we've been talking about it a lot, and so I think it's the perfect time to do a back-to-back, just so we have some idea of the development of age in a Tempranillo. We had that Crianza level last week that is a required 1 year in barrel and then a few months in bottle before release. Now we're going to go to the Reserva level, where you're looking at a 3-year wait time before release. And just generally speaking, the expectations here are that this is going to be a better, more ageable wine. That they're not going to put that kind of time investment into a wine that they don't think is going to be a rock star. Of course, there is the Grand Reserva level that we also are very fond of. But wow, look at this, Chef. You're going to dig that.
Salvaged it. Look at that. Look, even the corkscrew is taken.
Now this is what I'm talking about right here. That American oak that they put on Tempranillo.
Look at that.
Smell that, Chef. That is there's a bunch of
Wow.
deliciousness right there on your palate. Yeah, that's worth looking at. So take time opening these bottles, guys, because you are going to run up into this occasionally. So you see here the Reserva level, 2014 Rioja. Rioja, of course, in the northern part of Spain, and it's a large area and a diverse area. And so there's good reasons for all these designations for their different styles, because it is an area that can have like a big range of quality, vintages. I mean, this is, in other words, it's not just as easy as, they're not just having great wine after great wine, same year after same year. There are changes, and it's important for us to really understand this area, because in my opinion, there's no better area that showcases how oak affects a wine. And if you want to understand the importance of barreling, I say start at Rioja and work your way out to the rest of the world, because they do it in such a way that if you've ever had Tempranillo unoaked compared to the oaked, you'll see the crazy heights that it takes it to. This is going to be nice, and I think it's going to need a little air, Chef.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
I probably should have decanted, but I can tell you there's something beautiful under there.
There's a lot of spice in this. There's a lot of spice on the nose.
Yes, sir.
There's a lot of wintertime spice on this. This is like a Russian tea. This is really
there's
nice.
a ton of currant on this as well. And a little bit of that kind of, I call it like a little bit of a swampiness. It's not in a negative way. Just
I think
kind
that's
of
just been, because I mean, that's just pent up.
Yeah.
Pent up wine. I mean, 8 years.
There's so many.
It's a long time.
Yeah. This needs to open up a little bit. Everything's kind of jammed up.
Yeah, getting some plum in there for sure.
Here comes that coconut and dill. Well, wow. Holy moly. Mouth-watering deliciousness again. Incredibly dry here. Really dry, fruity. Tons of fruit. Really almost takes your tongue to like...
it's sharp.
It is.
Yeah, it's sharp.
This is a beautiful example of why you need to. I typically tell people if a wine's over 5 years to decant, but you can drink wine right out of the bottle for sure. And I think this would be a great, when you do decant, do me a favor out there and taste it before you set it back for the next 20 or 30 minutes. so that you can see the difference that it makes. I think that's important. A lot of people, they ask me, when should I decant? Well, I judge it on flavor and smell. And like, we could tell right away just from our experience that this was going to be a wine that needed some time, but most people wouldn't be able to get that right out of the gate. So taste it now as you're opening this up, set it aside, and then come back to it and make some mental notes of what has evolved and what has changed. And so you'll be able to start looking for those cues when you're opening a bottle of wine to decide if it does need to decant. And one of the things that, I know people aren't patient and they want to drink that wine. I tell people, open something else.
Yeah.
Open another bottle, and that way you're not going to jump to the bottle.
Yeah. You're not just
you're like, I need my wine. So open another bottle while you're waiting. That's the best way to do it. That'll help you be more patient towards that next bottle. And I think you'll really enjoy the rewards of your patience. There's no doubt about it. So, Chef, what do you think about this bad boy?
I mean, it is just blowing my mind. I mean, this is not what I expected from a Rioja. It is much more, it's more cabbage.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, I mean, I was expecting it to be a little lighter.
Right.
And it's not. I mean, this is.
It looks kind of light,
but this
color-wise,
is a big wine.
This
is a really big wine.
The tannins are crazy,
which I love. I mean,
but you know what? They're not clumsy either. They're like they're fine. They're integrated.
Yeah, they're a knife, not a rock.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can just be overly so. And then we talk about balance. And I would love to have had the 5-year of this to see.
Sure.
I wonder if it was a little lopsided.
Right.
And it's just come into it. Maybe that's why normally the Riojas that I drink are in that 3 to 5 year, and they can be a little lumpy.
Sure.
So, seeing what that extra 3 years can do is. Now, is the Grand Riserva 5 years?
Yes, that's 2 years. 2 years oak and then 3 years bottle before release. So that's a bit of a jump for sure. But Chef, I want to make note that we're talking about, we're looking at a 8-year-old wine here?
8-year-old wine, but I mean,
it's got a lot of life left in it. I don't think it's hit its peak.
I mean, 10 years on that, you lay it right back there.
Yeah, this is a wine.
Well, I tasted it 9 again. Yeah. I don't know if I would let it all go 10.
Yeah, so this would be a wine worthy of buying some for now and laying some down for later, because this fruit is fresh. I mean, there is some jammy fruit in there, some roasted fruit, and I think that's mainly because of the growing conditions, not necessarily the age of this wine, because it drinks incredibly fresh, and structurally it's incredibly fresh. So, in my personal opinion, with this kind of acidity and tannins and really freshness, when it tastes fresh at this age, that should tell you something, that it's probably got a lot of life.
I'm going to go ahead and declare it a holiday wine.
Ah, that's a good one.
I mean, it's elegant enough to have at Thanksgiving or Christmas, but the fruit, the acid, I mean, this would be great with holiday fare.
I agree.
You would have no trouble standing up to like a big roast of lamb or beef, but it also, I think, turkey and root vegetables and things like that. It's fruity enough to stand up. I mean, I just think, but it's also like really nice, so you don't feel like you're.
Sure.
Yeah, I know everybody wants the name at the holiday sometimes, but I mean, I think that has it all.
Well, Chris, we're always about the pairing. We're not about the name. Although, can I tell you what happened
Sometimes
last
at the
night?
holidays is about the name sometimes.
That is true.
What did you have last night?
So last night we went to Ryan's down in Winston because it's an old school, classy. The menu items were you could, if someone put me to sleep and said we traveled in time, it looked like it was from the 70s or 80s. But they do everything so well. It's the chef's so good there. And I love those classic dishes, and that's why I chose that to be my birthday dinner, because I wanted the classic. I wanted to know the comfort of she crab soup, a great ribeye, and I had the collards with it. But they're wineless. They're wineless.
They're known for their wineless, yeah.
And we started off with some nice cocktails, of course, you know, and then we moved into a beautiful bottle of Sancerre,
Nice.
and that was just excellent. We had that. We had some seafood appetizers, and that was great. And then we moved on to Di Marie Barbaresco, and
Well done. Well
boy,
played.
that was a beaut. Let me tell you.
Well played.
And then we had 2 people at the table that were having salmon, and it really worked well with us.
I bet that, yeah, I bet so.
Yep. And of course, chef, because it's classic. And yeah, I mean, I'm not a dessert.
No, you're not.
They're like, it's your birthday, get a
Yeah,
free
yeah,
dessert.
you get a
put a little
candle.
candle, yeah. So I went with creme brulee. Because,
Perfect.
you know me, I love creme.
Perfect.
I don't like
You've
sweets.
always loved creme brulee.
Yeah, but that is one thing that I will devastate if it's put in front of me.
You loved that dessert last weekend.
Yes,
That thing when you
Yes.
surprised me with that.
yes, that was
You
lovely.
Double
Mhm.
dipping, but,
Yep.
well, you're gonna have one more dessert this week, I know that.
Well, I'm looking forward to that. So, what about what we gonna throw at this, chef?
Well,
It's not holiday season yet.
it is
Oh,
not.
you know what? It would be good with Easter.
Be excellent with these.
We got Easter, what, 2 months?
Not even. That's the 1st of April this year, isn't it?
I feel like it's the first half. I'm not really sure.
Yeah,
Maybe
it's
the
about a
12th
month.
or something like
Yeah,
that.
about 2 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roughly.
It's about,
Yeah.
yeah. Seems closer, seems longer simultaneously.
It'll be right on top of us before we know it.
This is already softening up.
And if you were talking about lamb, how about a little lamb with this for Easter?
Are you kidding?
So you might want to save a bottle for Easter and next Easter and Easter after that.
This would be outstanding with, especially with the Easter style of lamb, which is normally like a roasted leg and
A little
you know,
rosemary there,
and
garlic.
pepper and garlic and yeah, that's right. Ham.
But we-
I always have ham on the side. too.
We've never been mint jelly people though.
No, I don't do the mint jelly.
No.
I don't. care for that.
That's kind of like where we kind of, that's where we're like, we're drawing the line right here.
There's like 2 classic things that I never do is hollandaise and a mint jelly.
Yeah,
And there's nothing wrong with either one. I just
Right.
personally don't like to do them. I just
Right.
don't like them as sauces. I think
Yeah.
you can get more.
There's-
You can accomplish the same thing without it.
sure, or better.
Yeah.
A
I mean,
better pairing, really.
there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with eggs and butter, but I don't want to do it as a hollandaise.
Sure. Oh yeah.
You
Well,
know,
I mean,
I
how many freaking custards did you do over the weekend?
There's a
You
lot.
did the Savillon. You did the creme anglaise.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not afraid to use an egg.
And the brulees and,
And
the,
the
and we did the
aiolis.
and the aiolis.
You had the aiolis.
Yeah, and we did the mushroom custards too.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not like you're
I'm not anti.
you're not Mr. J. Roberts out there is counting on you with all of his Kai's hens, eggs, to put them into good use. So you're finding uses for them.
So I think I went through 12 flats of eggs last week. I had to bake every dessert every day for 5 days.
Yeah.
Every dessert.
Yeah.
There wasn't one day I didn't have to make all 5 every day.
Valentine's is such a dessert week.
Well, the way we did it too, everybody got a dessert.
Yeah.
So
Whether
it
they
was not
wanted
an
it or
option.
not.
I don't know if we've done that many in a à la carte format.
I think you're right. I think, but you know what? I think that was the right call, Chef.
Yeah, it was.
I know you're probably not thinking that with your arthritic hands right now.
It was
But,
the way to go.
It was the way to go, because I think we've been, 6-7 weeks since the holidays, and people have been kind of watching what they eat, and it's time to let loose a little bit and have dessert.
Yeah, well, everybody's already given up on these resolutions, so it's time to bring
I
it
kind
on.
of forgot to make a resolution.
I only make like cerebral resolutions.
Right.
Like to quit picking green every time. I don't do stupid stuff
Or
like food.
change your keynote numbers.
right.
Oh, I gotta tell you,
Lucky 7, come on.
So we were killed a little time before dinner yesterday, and we stopped into our local haunt here, the coaches, and had a couple beverages and played some keno. And I've been like 20 times in a row, haven't won anything.
You won that day we went on a Saturday.
Oh, well, there was that one, yeah, but it wasn't enough to
Wasn't enough to
compensate.
come, right.
Yeah.
Your body of work, it
It's-
still might be down.
Yeah, I think I need to sell a kidney to pay back. But hey, all that money's going to the education system, so I'm just supporting the kids.
Well, they're gonna have a plaque.
That's
for
right.
you.
That's right. But I did 10 numbers this time because I remember that time that you did 10.
That was how I always.
And you if you got 0 numbers right, they pay you 5 times what you put in.
Oh yeah.
So it's like if you lose, you win.
That's why I always did that.
And so that worked for me. The first one right out of the gates.
Right, yeah, not a single number, winner.
Yeah.
Winner.
Yeah. It's the only game out there that if you lose, you win.
Except for life.
Well, I don't know. There's some, yeah, you're probably right. Yeah, I think you're right. I think everybody's a winner in life,
Everybody's.
whether you try or
We
not.
get a shot. We get a pretty,
Yeah. Hey.
pretty good place to have a shot.
Hey, we're the lucky ones. We get to live, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's
So we should be taking advantage of that by drinking great wine.
every day.
Chef, are you going to pair any food with this
Yeah, let's do the
before I start talking about more gambling episodes?
Lady Edison pork belly with this.
Oh,
This would be
yes.
great.
Oh, we were just talking about Spanish wines with pork. What,
With
is
pork,
that the
we were
chef's
talking about-
table?
we were at the chef's table. Yeah, we were talking about the Alberco and yeah, Serrano.
Yes. Yes.
So
Absolutely.
we're gonna have the pork belly. Oh, and I got in some of the fool's gold
Oh,
cheese.
it's back.
Yeah, it's back. So a little bit of that, a little olive, a little tapa style on that.
Oh, the olive.
little
Yes.
crispy pork belly, a little olive, a little cheese.
That's
Classic.
I'm glad you mentioned that, chef, because I've been having a hard time. There's like this vegetality kind of weirdness to it, and it's black olive.
It's olive without the brine.
Yeah, it's not salty.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
no
yeah.
salinity
Yeah.
in this wine, but that if you can
If you
imagine
just did the
the
extraction
flavor
of it, yeah.
of it. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for
Yeah.
pointing that out. And this is harmonizing in a beautiful way.
Almost too, like if you, I don't know, sometimes if you clip an olive thing and you just kind of rub the bark of the olive, you know,
Sure.
you kind of scrape it
Yeah.
off
Yeah.
that fresh thing where it's kind of earthy, but still, you know
Right.
what it is.
Yeah, it's it's so hard sometimes because the plant world is so diverse. Trying to find that description, and so it's always nice to drink with somebody and talk about
You
things.
can talk through the things.
Yeah, and because you get stuck, like I get stuck on stuff all the time. I love it when someone tells me what they taste. I might not agree with it, but then there's sometimes I'm like, that's what I was missing.
I can't tell you how many times too, it's like an hour after we do these things, and I'm out running an errand, and I'm like, yeah, and I'm like, the
I got
perfect thing. I know what I was like.
And then and I know what you do. You go back to the studio and go and tell our editors that we need to
do a follow-up.
Yeah.
Actually, I just keep drinking, but.
You know what?
But I always get, it's always the one thing, there's always one thing that like triggers later on. I'm like, oh God, that was the word I was going to
But Chef, one day, I promise you this: we are going to have a studio. We're going to have.
We are going to have a studio.
We're going to
There's
have.
plans.
We're gonna actually have something more than an iPad. You wait. You just be patient with us out there.
It's coming. We're not resting.
Well, we appreciate you every single week enjoying wines with us. And for those of you that are just watching, hey, you might want to jump in and enjoy the fun. It's delicious. It's nutritious.
But we're glad you're watching anyway, whatever the reason is.
But don't forget to like and share and all that good stuff with your friends.
Subscribe. Tell a friend about it.
And
Yeah.
even if you haven't had these wines and you just want to get some wines, give us a call at the winery. We'd be happy to order them for you. I've got a laundry list of orders of wine for people that they just don't want to go wander aimlessly down the aisles of a wine shop or grocery store.
By the way, I get mine in too.
Yeah, okay, I got you. And our staff list is pretty long too. But they know that there's no better way to order wine than wine that has been tasted. It's not a marketing we're doing here. We are tasting wine, so we know that these wines are good. We're not just picking up, oh, that's a cute label, I'm going to order it, or buy it, or stick it in my cart. There's a better way to shop. There's a better way to enjoy wine. And doing it this way is it's a better way, in my opinion. I think a lot of people realize that.
It is a better way, and I get I get the.
We're all guilty of impulse buys.
Well, and I get the whole wine monthly club thing where
Yeah.
you're like shipped wine.
Yeah.
But they normally have extensive tasting notes and it's
Sure.
kind of fun and to
I do like those, yeah.
But in terms of just like going out to buy wine,
Right.
it's like these idiots who order cars online.
Mhm.
They don't even know what they're getting. They just see
Sure.
pictures. I mean, I want to sit in it.
Yes.
I want to see how my arm feels. I want to see if my leg
Yeah.
is not. I mean, I don't want to buy something,
Sure.
untested. And
I think
that's the same with wine. I mean,
As close as Chris and I are, and known each other for 4 decades, we still don't necessarily agree on every little thing. So if I'm really super passionate about something, he still should taste it or drive it or whatever it is, wear it.
well,
or
that's
see if
the,
it
that's
does
the
fit him.
beauty of it. I mean, we're not supposed to be the same.
Yeah,
And I think that makes each of our opinions or whatever it is better because it's reinforcing why you like it so much.
Sure.
Like, I don't like licorice.
right,
And there may be a cab that's getting a lot of licorice and that's
Yeah.
reinforcing what you like about it.
right.
And it's reinforcing why I don't.
And it's repulsing.
It's re- But I mean, that has nothing to do with the quality of the wine, but it has everything to do with the
Yep.
sharing of the experience. And I'm still gonna, drink it. And
Right.
it's like, you need to know these things.
Sure, yep.
If you don't like Twizzlers, don't be getting big cats, I mean. So,
So no Twizzler zone over here.
Yeah.
Well, hey, we appreciate your time. We always love talking up wine and food. And we're going to do it again next week. Look out for us.
And this guy right
I'm
here,
so much-
5'1".
I'm so much older than him. He's just a baby.
Yeah.
He's just 50
You're gonna get me some free coffee.
until May.
So we start going out, we can get us some free coffee.
And then I'm going to torment him. Hey, don't
Cheers.
ever run on empty with your wine.
Terrible idea. Take care.